Any questions regarding yesterday's topic?
Ji Raja, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, you have explained the four Purusharths, Dharma, Arth, Kam, and Moksha, and how they were included in the Vedic scriptures. And we've also previously understood, you have explained that Shri Mahaprabhuji used Ved, Gita, Bhagavad, and Brahma Sutra as the scriptures, as the basis for the Pushti Bhakti Marg. So, if Shri Mahaprabhu used the scriptures and concluded Bhakti Purusharths to be the main goal of an individual who's following the Pushti Bhakti Marg, then why isn't Bhakti Purusharth considered one of the main Purusharths among the Dharma, Arth, Kam, and Moksha? Whenever we are referring to the Purusharths, we think about Dharma, Arth, Kam, and Moksha, but why not Bhakti Purusharth if Shri Mahaprabhuji was using the scriptures like Ved as the basis to the Pushti Bhakti Marg?
The reason is that the way we can describe or prescribe someone that yes, you follow dharma, you follow the artha purusharth, or you follow the kam and moksha purusharth, we cannot order anyone to follow the bhakti purusharth, because bhakti is an emotion, is love for Bhagavan, which develops in the heart of a devotee. It doesn't happen by giving orders. I cannot tell you that start performing Bhakti Purusharth from today. Yes, you can physically do that. Physically, you will start imitating someone, you will start performing seva, but that physical activity is not known as devotion. Devotion is love for Bhagavan. It is an emotion, it is a heartly feeling. That's why even Ved doesn't describe bhakti as a purusharth on independent basis. But Mahaprabhuji has titled it as a purusharth just because that we attain Bhagavan Shri Krishna by following that method. So it cannot be prescribed to anyone else, because love is a feeling which can develop in your heart on its own. It doesn't happen by telling or by ordering someone. I cannot order you to love someone. It happens. If it happens, it happens. Otherwise, that sort of feeling cannot be developed by any other method. That's why bhakti hasn't been prescribed in the scriptures. For the other purusharths, we can make efforts. I can tell you that yes, you have to follow your duty at any cost, whatever happens. You cannot say that no, I don't want to follow dharma. You have to follow dharma. It is a part of your duty. You cannot run away from that. Same way about artha purusharth, you have to accumulate money, you have to fulfill your desire, you have to attain moksha. So these are the things about which we can order someone, we can tell someone that yes, you don't have any other option, you have to do this. But about devotion, we cannot tell anyone to perform devotion. It happens naturally. If it happens, it happens. Otherwise, that emotion cannot be developed in the heart of a being.
See, Raja, so basically, the Ved hasn't stated devotion to be as a purusharth because it can't be forced into an individual, unlike the other four purusharths where a person can make the efforts to actually fulfill it because it's a part of our duty. But only Sri Mahaprabhuji has titled it as titled bhakti as a purusharth because it's the goal of a Pushti devotee to actually attain that, following the Pushti Bhakti Marg.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Ji Raj, I understand now.
Anyone else? Okay, then start reading. Whose turn it is today?
Dharma Pranam Raja, it's my turn. Should I summarize?
Pranam Raja.
Huh?
It's my turn.
It was actually Vishwanath's turn. He was trying to speak yesterday because Srinath went last, so I'm not sure if you want him to speak or otherwise.
Yes, I wanted, but yesterday he was not speaking out his name, and his name was not even getting displayed.
He was actually speaking out, but I think he was very low in his voice, so that's why you might not be able to hear him. But it's up to you, Raja.
Okay. Vishwanath, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, you can go for that.
Where are we reading from?
Your voice is quite low.
Where are we reading from?
From the third slok.
Okay. In the Vedas, Bhagwan has described the means of attaining all the
Vishwanath, you have to read the 2 lines which are above the slok and the slok as well.
Oh, okay. All these 4 Purusharthas are interrelated to each other and are therefore by missing any one of these, a Hindu would end up disturbing all of the Purusharthas ultimately. Do I read the shloka?
Yes.
Alaukikaistu vedokta sadhya sadhana samyuta laukika proktas tatai vivetsvara siksaya. Translation. In the Vedas, Bhagwan has described the meaning of attaining all above Purusharthas along with the means and results to be achieved. Learned sages have also described the Purusharthas in Smriti Granth as per the instruction of Bhagwan. Explanation. All the 4 Purusharthas and means to attain them have been explained in 2 manners. First of all, by Bhagwan himself in the Vedas, and secondly by learned and graced sages. Gradually, with time, when human beings didn't remain capable enough to follow the means explained in the Vedas, Bhagwan himself inspired sages like Manu, Kasyapa, Parashara, etc. to rewrite the means of attaining Purusharthas in a simplified manner. Therefore, being graced by the knowledge as provided by Bhagwan himself, the sages wrote Smriti Granth and denoted the simplified form of Purusharthas for modern beings.
Can you explain this?
Well, there are the 4 Purusharthas, and how you get them are explained in 2 manners. First, with Bhagwan in the Vedas, and secondly, to be by learned and graced sages. And Bhagwan inspired the sages to rewrite the Purusharthas in a simplified manner.
So yesterday we understood that Purusharths have been explained in 2 manners, as explained in Mahaprabhuji in the second slok, that the Purusharths have been described by Bhagwan as well as the sages. Now this in this slok, Mahaprabhuji clarifies this, that Dharma, Artha, Kam and Moksha have been described by Bhagwan in the Ved with both the things. First of all, how to attain these Purusharths and what will be the result of these 4 Purusharths. Same way, these 4 Purusharths have also been explained by sages as per the orders of Bhagwan in Smriti Granth. Shruti and Smriti, these are the 2 categories of Vedic scriptures. All the Vedic scriptures we have can be divided into these 2 categories, Shruti and Smriti. The term Shruti means Ved. Ved are written by Bhagwan, Ved are explained by Bhagwan, Therefore, the Ved is the direct order which we have from Bhagavan. Therefore, they are known as Shruti. The term Shruti means to listen. Now, the Ved were not written. They were not available to us in the written form. And therefore, as per the desire of Bhagavan, all the revered sages, they were able to listen to the divine orders of Bhagavan in their samadhi. When they were in the condition of samadhi, when they were meditating, they were able to see the mantras, they were able to hear to those mantras, and as per the wish of desire of Bhagavan, the sages attained the Vedas, and then they started teaching and explaining the Ved to their disciples. And that way, it means the guru is teaching to the disciple, and then disciple will become a guru, and again he will teach those to his disciples. That way, in a proper manner, in a proper system, the Vedas have been propagated and they have been continuing since these many years. So much lately, when everyone felt that protecting the Ved were important and people were not capable enough of learning and remembering the whole Ved, same way when we felt that it was necessary, because after the Mughals arrived in India, they started collapsing the system of our Vedic learnings, scriptures. They were not ready to let us teach or let us learn. Therefore, at that time, for protecting the knowledge, people decided to write down the Ved. Till that date, the Veds weren't being written. They were just going, we just learned Ved through the Guru and remembered. The disciples used to remember that Ved, and then they would continue teaching it to their students. That's why they are known as a Shruti, because we were just listening to the Ved and we were just going on teaching the same. That's why the Ved is known as Shruti. And as a Shruti is the direct orders available from Bhagavan, those scriptures are listed differently. Now the second category is of Smriti. Smriti means that the sages who were able to attain the divine grace of Bhagavan, they started writing down the Smriti Granth, because there was some period at that time when Bhagavan felt that it was not possible for the beings to follow the orders given in the Ved. People were not able to follow the prescriptions of the Ved, and therefore, for protecting dharma, for providing people something, Bhagavan felt that it was necessary to redescribe the same Purusharths in the modern way, so that the beings who are not capable to follow the Vedic dharma can attain something for following the dharma. And therefore, secondly, all these four Purusharths were explained by the sages, and all those sages wrote down the Smriti Granth, and in those Smriti Granth we have the prescriptions of all these four Purusharths. The Smriti Granthas have been named on the name of the sage itself. For example, the Smriti which is written by Manu is known as Manu Smriti. Smriti which is written by Kashyap is known as Kashyap Smriti. So that's how all the Smriti Granths are available to us, and the being who is not capable enough for following the Purusharths as explained in the Ved, that person can optionally follow the Purusharths as explained in the Smriti Granth. So Sri Mahaprabhu ji is categorizing these four Purusharths into these two parts. Any question? Anyone would like to ask anything? Okay. Continue reading with.
Raja?
Yes. Yes.
Dana Pranam, I would like to ask, can you clarify what Shruti is a little bit more? Because I didn't understand it fully.
Anyone else wants to try? Would anyone like to answer this question?
Can I try to answer your question?
Yes.
So, based on what Raja said, Shruti is directly from Bhagwan. So, he means to listen. So,
Your voice is breaking. Can you check your network?
my network is good. Can you still hear me?
Yes, now it is fine.
So, Shruti is the Ved, which is explained directly from Bhagwan to the sages, and Shruti means to listen. This meant that Veds were never written, but they're only sent by gurus to other people who want to learn about the Veds, so they remembered it. Instead of writing it down, Bhagwan said the Veds, which were then given to the gurus and sages.
Okay, I understand now. So, pretty much, Shruti is the Ved, which was directly explained by Bhagwan to the sages, and it means to listen. Is that right?
Yes, sounds correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. The major difference between Shruti and Smriti is that one is the direct orders from Bhagwan, and Smriti doesn't mean that those are not authentic. Even Smriti is the authentic text. But the reason for categorizing it differently is that Smriti is not the direct orders of Bhagwan, but Smritis are written and prescribed by the sages. But Bhagwan himself ordered the sages to write down the 4 Purusharths in a new way, but that new way isn't different from Ved, or it doesn't oppose Ved.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you.
Raja?
Huh.
So, in the second slok, in the second line, we understood yesterday as Jiveshwara Vicharana. Is that basically relating to the sages that simplified the Purusharths in the Smriti?
Yes, exactly. There, the Jiv term doesn't mean an individual being. The Jiv term means the sages, because the first category is of Bhagwan and the second category is of me.
So, what does it mean when it says Dvida Tehi Vicharita?
Purusharths have been, Vicharitaha means thought of, Dvidha means in 2 manners. So, the Purusharths have been described and thought of in 2 manners.
Okay, so it's basically like an introduction to the third slok, where it's actually explaining the 2 manners.
Yes.
Okay, Ji Raja.
So the Purusharths listed by Sri Mahaprabhuji in the second slok have been explained in 2 manners. By Bhagavan himself, and as per the orders of Bhagavan, even sages explain the Purusharths.
Ji Raja, it's clear now.
Anyone else? Any question?
Dhanwar Raja, I just had a question. You're talking about like Shruti and Smritis. Would that mean that like all the kirtans that are written about Thakurji are also like, or Bhagwan, also like Smritis? Because they are written by gurus like Sri Mahaprabhu, Sri Gosainji, about Thakurji. So would that technically mean that all kirtans are Smritis?
Yes. Though, see, the thing is that in Vedic scriptures there are these two categories for differentiating the texts, as the one is from Bhagwan, which is a completely different category, and one is from others. Now in others the sages have been counted because they attained the knowledge from Bhagwan while they were meditating as per the desire of Bhagwan, and that's why they just started preaching the same purusharths in a different way. But the modern acharyas who explained the scriptures, or who explained the path to us on the basis of the scriptures, they aren't categorized as sages. They are acharya, and a sage and acharya, being a saint and acharya, are two different categories. So whatever Shri Mahaprabhuji, Gosainji, Gopinathji wrote, though that's the fact that there is nothing lesser, it doesn't mean that Mahaprabhuji's words are less authentic, or they don't match the level of Smriti. It doesn't mean so, but still the category have been defined differently. That's why the scriptures written by Shri Mahaprabhuji aren't categorized as Smriti Shastra. Because those scriptures written by our acharya are particularly for our sampradaya. Those are not in general terms, and not even everyone can use those scriptures. Only the one who is getting initiated into this path as per the orders of Sri Mahaprabhuji, only that person, the initiated one, can follow the orders given by Sri Mahaprabhuji, not general public.
Ji Raja.
Anyone else?
So in the third
Yes.
in the third slok, so when it says alokikastu vedokta, is that referring to the shruti that Bhagwan preached, while the lokika rishabhi prokta is the ones that the rishis or the sages wrote? That they learned when they were during the samadhi.
Yes.
Okay.
Because when Mahaprabhuji has used these two terms, alaukik and laukik, alaukik purusharth and laukik purusharth. When he says alaukik purusharth, it means the one which are described in Ved. When Mahaprabhuji says laukik purusharth, then those mean that which are explained by the rishis, the sages in the Smriti. Because the laukik means the one related to this world, the worldly things, and alaukik means the one which is above our mortal universe. So the one which is about Bhagavan.
Okay, Ji Raja.
Anyone else?
Tanma Pranam Raja. So would the Gita be considered as Smriti or Shruti?
No, it is considered as Smriti, because though Gita is a direct order from Bhagavan, but Gita was heard by Vyas, and then Vyas wrote Gita as a part of Mahabharata. That's why it is known as Smriti, but its value is no lesser than Ved itself. I mean, among all the Vedics, all the Hindus, Gita has been considered as the Ved itself, but as it isn't received directly from Bhagavan, we attained Gita as a part of Mahabharata, which was written by Vedavyas by recollecting and by experiencing all the incidents. That's why Gita has been categorized as Smriti.
Ha Raja, I understand.
Any other question? Okay. Then let us conclude here today. We'll continue tomorrow.
Dharma Pranam Raja.